Peace. Today's video is about this core idea of our thoughts determining our reality. So the purpose of today is to walk backwards and go from how our destiny is first influenced and dictated by our thoughts. So let's paint the picture working forward. So first, proposed by Ralph Waldo Emerson, we have this idea that thoughts dictate our actions. Our actions determine our behaviors influence our habits build our character, and it is our character that is one with our destiny. And so with these tracks laid down, we can begin working backwards and recognizing that, of course, we want our destiny to be working in the way that is most in harmony with our goals. And with this in mind, we can trace it all the way back to our thoughts. And so after we come to this logical understanding that, of course, our thoughts dictate our external reality in some way, then we can begin recognizing that all we have to do is think better thoughts if we want a better reality. However, that's where I think the first pitfall comes in, where people begin to recognize and piece it really all together. And once they understand that their thoughts have such significance in playing out in their external reality, then they begin changing their thoughts, or at least trying to, and yet there's some lag or delay between the changing of your thoughts and the changing of your three-dimensional worldly experience. And this is where ultimately we come back to the hero's journey. And this has been played out in countless TV shows and movies, where first the characters going about their days, and the viewer gets a better understanding of the BS that is involved in this person's life. And then, after some kind of catalyst, the character is awakened to the challenges and the obstacles that they no longer wish to be bogged down by. And so now they begin the road towards a better life. And along this road, there are difficulties that bring the character down in some ways, but ultimately grow them to becoming a better version of themselves, where they are able to overcome the greatest feat of them all, and ideally live the best life that they truly sought out to earn for themselves. And so I propose that with this understanding of our own thoughts dictating our reality through the path that I laid out, then we are in ourselves going through the same hero's journey. So now it's time for some actionable steps. So what do we do when we begin this hero's journey within and really try to change our thoughts? Well, the solution, as always, is to have faith and unconditional trust in yourself and the universe. Because ultimately, what you put your mind to consistently over time will influence your actions in one way or another, and the cascade will only follow from there. So long as you remain true to focusing your mind on positive thoughts that are aligned with your goals and in harmony with whatever service to self or service to others that you choose to go down, then ultimately you will begin having your actions, your behaviors, your habits, and your character begin to align with your higher self, aka the version of yourself that you truly wish to be, but you already are who you need to be. Recognize that all you have to do is dwell in the state desired. Live from the feelings of the act fulfilled, whatever that may be. Go into your imagined state and recognize, what is it that I truly want a part of my life right here, right now? And of course, it's going to take time and many events to get to that final state desired, but what are you working towards if you don't clearly know what the end goal is? Let's say we understand that our thoughts are ultimately determining our reality in some way or another, and yet we have these weird thoughts that are disharmonious to our goals, or are oftentimes disharmonious to life itself. Where do these thoughts come from? What do we do? Do we get upset about ourselves having focused on these thoughts or daydreamed them into reality at times? Well, of course not. When you have these thoughts that may be disharmonious and oftentimes spontaneous out of nowhere, that are coming into your awareness, the best thing to do is to recognize them for what they are. And they're simply thoughts that are separate from oneself. So if you're having bad thoughts, then what do? Well, oftentimes a technique that's recommended is to simply recognize the thoughts No matter how nasty they are, recognize them for what they are. Accept them and fully understand where they came from and how they really impact you. Oftentimes, they may not really impact you at all. By having this constant awareness in your thoughts, you're able to really have a more full control over how you steer the boat, whether you want to dive deeper down that negative rabbit hole, or you want to steer back onto the path that is actually efficient to your goals. Next, there's more ways to make sure that the majority of the thoughts that you're having are in harmony with your goals. There's different modalities such as self-talk, affirmations that are either spoken aloud or that you're listening to. There's repetition. You want to be doing anything and everything consistently. All you want to do is take action immediately and persistently in order to really mold yourself. And any biology textbook will say that your neurons need this constant refreshing. You learn any topic, you're going to forget it unless you keep on looking at it. The same goes with trying to reprogram your mind to focus on any piece of external person, environment, circumstance, or information that is in harmony with your goals. So let's conclude with restating this plan. Our thoughts determine our actions. Our actions mold our behaviors. Our behaviors, over time, form our habits. Our habits make up our character. And our character is the character that goes throughout the hero's journey and embodies the destination that we sought out to have from the very beginning. You are your own hero's journey. You are your own higher self. And together, you are perfect. You are on your own hero's journey, and you are perfectly imperfect throughout this. So, the only thing that you can do wrong in this situation is to go against what feels right. By neglecting your mind, body, and spirit connection in harmony with others, you are letting disharmonious thoughts enter your mind, which will affect your behavior and end up affecting the end result. So be mindful of what you're feeding your mind, what nutrients in the form of thoughts you are dwelling upon. And overall, enjoy the process because there's a lot of learning ahead. Thank you.